Okay, guys. So, part of my interests as a doctoral level clinical psychologist is the psychology of perception, meaning, what makes you see something a certain way as opposed to seeing it something in a different way. Um, Beauty is one of those things that nobody can ever agree on. What one person sees as beautiful, another person might see as really, really ugly. And society does have standards for what is generally considered attractive or beautiful, such as facial symmetry, certain types of features, such as a strong jaw for men, straight nose, wide spaced eyes, a well placed forehead. You don't want a forehead that's too big or too narrow. Cheekbones that are strong, well defined cheekbones. Sometimes a hollow under the cheekbones is considered attractive. On and on. It's for both men and women. I did modeling in the 90s when I was in my late teens and early 20s and did a lot of pageants. And it's really hard not to take it personally when you go to an audition or a pageant tryout and they tell you stuff about your physical shape that basically means that you're defective, right? So they'll say things like, well, you're a small size, but your leg shape is less than ideal. Your thighs touch in the middle. That's what I was told one time. I was like, oh, wow, that sucks. It's like my legs are just not the right shape for being in that pageant, right? Or in that, whatever, that competition, that modeling job. I did do Miss Massachusetts. I did Venus swimwear. I did Coors Light model search, all when I was around 25 years old. Mostly did it for fun. I also, just did some like random modeling stuff at clubs and stuff like that. But not all modeling jobs and gigs are the same. And you go to the higher end ones and they look at you and they're like, you need to fix this, you need to fix that. That's too big, that's too small. You're too short, that kind of thing. Most of the problems that I had was that I was too short. I'm 5'3", and my thighs touched in the middle. So I have an athletic body. I don't have a model body. So athletes tend to have, strong thighs, right? Like you just have to. Anyway. My point is, and I'm looking at this guy because this guy has been basically one of my biggest celebrity crushes for the last 8 years. His name is Alex Pettyfer. He's a British actor. I have this thing for British actors. I think that British men are some of the most beautiful men on the planet, starting with all the James Bond actors, right? So we're talking Roger Moore, we're talking Pierce Brosnan, Irish, but British by association. We're talking Daniel Craig, who's hot but not beautiful, etc. This is Alex Pettyfer. He's been in a number of movies. He's kind of fallen off the radar recently. And I found this picture of him, obviously a recent picture. And I'm like, what happened to him? Holy cow. Like, did he just become, a dad to like 5 kids? I mean, obviously when people have kids, they become kind of sloppy and ugly and fat and sleep deprived. No offense to anybody who has kids, but it's a fact. You just don't sleep and you don't have time to take care of yourself. And so you start getting fat and getting gray hair and not looking so good. This is Alex now. If you walk past Alex on the street, you might think, oh, okay looking guy, but you wouldn't look twice at him. And you would certainly not fall all over yourself trying to get his autograph. I mean, I certainly wouldn't. He's kind of average looking, looks okay, but you would never think that he was like this gorgeous, stunning celebrity actor, right? He just looks like somebody's dad. He's 33. He's still a young guy, quite young, actually. I'd say 33 is quite young, given that I'm 51 now, and I can look back and say, wow, 33 is so young. He's still a young guy, but he looks kind of like tired and a little bit frazzled, maybe like he didn't sleep much and he just came from the grocery store and his wife yelled at him, right? That's what happens when you get married and have kids. It's not a pretty sight, obviously. Okay, so this is Alex on a good day. This picture was taken maybe, I'd say when he was around 26, 27, late 20s. Not enough time to make that much of a difference in how he looks. 5 years isn't going to age you that much. But what a difference, right? This is Alex playing a role. This is Alex doing a publicity shot for a movie. This is Alex in character. He's obviously playing something or someone. He's kind of striking an attitude. He's gazing at the camera with this kind of smoldering, badass expression that makes the picture instantly attractive. His features are beautiful, of course. Look at the wide-spaced eyes, the straight nose, the strong jaw, the cheekbones, the chiseled cheekbones, the great eyebrows, and the nice hair. Blonde men tend to be particularly attractive when it comes to hero roles. for some reason. I mean, there's also dark men like Superman and Black Panther and Batman. None of them have been blonde, but Alex has played this angelic hero role in a number of his movies, such as I Am Number 4. He was also in Alex Rider Stormbreaker. He played the lead in, let's see, what else was he in? Hold on. Yeah, sorry. He also was in Magic Mike, which was a big stripper movie with Channing Tatum. And he played other smaller roles in, other military movies like, hold on a second. Okay, so he was also in Beastly and a number of other movies where he played smaller roles. He was in the movie In Time with Justin Timberlake and Amanda Seyfried. This is Alex in the movie Beastly. He was 21 or 22 in this movie, so no, I'm not perving all over a teenager. He was actually already in his 20s when he filmed this movie. But you see the expression. He's playing a role. He's putting out an attitude. He is in character, and that's what makes the picture attractive. If he had the same expression in this picture as he did in the first picture that I showed you, where he looks like he's coming back from the grocery store after having a fight with his wife and not sleeping all night because his kid was screaming, he would not be attractive the way he is in this picture right here. This picture is a character. It's not of Alex. It's of Alex playing a role. He is playing a character that is not him. Okay, so here's Alex again. Alex this time has gone brunette. He is not the blonde angelic hero that you saw in the other picture. He is now a brunette, and he looks completely different. He also has a different attitude or character that he is exuding in this picture. So the feel that you get when you look at this picture is very different than the other one. You're no longer thinking, oh my God, he's like so hot, I'm going to like trip over myself. You're looking at him like, oh, he looks like a stressed out real estate agent, or maybe like he just, maybe killed his wife and the cops are looking for him or something. I mean, he does not look terribly sexy or hot, right? But it's the same actor, same person, different character, different attitude, different expression, and you respond to the image very differently. The perception is no longer of beauty. It's of, well, yeah, that guy's kind of good looking, but he looks like maybe he's running from the cops, or he had a really stressed out day, or he kind of wants to ram his neighbor's car or something. He does not look like a happy camper in this picture. It has nothing to do with his hair color or anything like that. He just looks like a different person, even though it's the same actor. So the perception of beauty is not there. It's more like, oh yeah, that looks like a really stressed out stockbroker. And that's what I'm talking about. Beauty is really all about the attitude or the persona of the person that you are looking at. It has less to do with their features, even if they are good looking, than it does about their attitude and their persona. And that's my point. This is the same actor taken around the same time. He was about like 23, 24 in this picture. This isn't a movie that he did that did not involve him being blonde and angelic. It involved him kind of being more like a bad boy kind of character. And you can see that. And it changes your attitude towards him, even though he's still the same person. Different character though, right? So here's Alex again. This is a picture taken when Alex was in a movie called In Time with Justin Timberlake and Amanda Seyfried. That movie came out in around 2010. It wasn't very well, I don't think many people knew about it, but it's still a very interesting science fiction movie. Alex in this picture, it looks like he's about 40, or maybe 50. He looks a lot older, even though he was right around in his early 20s at the time. And when you look at it, you're like, oh, there's a bank robber, like wearing a suit. Like the perception, again, is very different, even though it's the same person. He kind of looks like he has a black eye. He's kind of got a saggy chin, creases in his cheeks. He literally looks like he either didn't sleep for 2 weeks or is about 45 and is, a bank robber, which is kind of true because in the movie he played a robber. So not too far off. But again, it's the same guy. And he was right around 23 or 24 when he filmed this movie called In Time. The perception, however, when you look at this photo of Alex is very different. You don't think he's hot. You're like, oh, he looks kind of strung out, a bit sloppy, and he's got like some saggy, wrinkly skin. He's looking kind of old, like definitely in his mid-40s, and just isn't like this hot Adonis, right? Same guy though. So my point is the concept and perception of beauty, it's literally all in your head. It's about the character and the personality of the person